Uncommon Talk, episode 12 here with Ryan Cradle, Ross Bennett, and my boy, special guest Cam. What's up, brother?
Cam, how do you pronounce your last name?
Shalene.
Shalene.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Shalene.
Shalene.
Yeah.
Cam Shalene.
It means an old wooden ship. Okay, so
Really?
yes, discovered by the Germans.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Like a Viking?
Come on, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Agree to disagree.
Well, let's hear what it really is. Let's
Anchorman.
let's just keep going. It's an old ship.
It's the best scene of the... Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to be talking about a lot of juicy stuff today in this Uncommon Talk, right? This is what we all do here at the Uncommon Talk. Guys talking taboo subjects, I guess. Not really taboo.
No,
Are they taboo?
No, they're not taboo. We just talk. Men are told to hide their feelings and their emotions and their responses to situations. And here we want to talk about hey, what is it like to experience these challenges in life?
Bingo. Cam,
Bango.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Who are you? What do you do? What do you love? What do you hate? Do you hate anything?
Let's go.
No, I'm Cam. I've been here in Austin 30 years. I'm a designer, so I work on software design. Worked a lot on mobile apps. Back in the day, before that, it was a lot of actually did some video and graphic design, which is like printing flyers and stupid shit like that. But now it's just all digital, so it's a lot easier.
Nice.
You don't have to worry about printers, and so that's pretty nice. But that was me kind of growing up, was drawing a lot and then getting lucky to have this whole career because of an iPhone coming out.
So before we get into the craziness of how you got to where you're at, what is the company or your company or who you currently work for now?
Yeah, I work at a new company that just bought my previous company. Was called Conversible. A buddy of mine ran it and asked me to come over there, and they just got acquired about 2 weeks ago by Live Person. So now it's it went from 25-person startup to 1,025. I guess.
Congratulations, that's huge.
Yeah, it was
security.
pretty good. Yeah, so we'll be doing a lot of traveling.
I'm gonna get their info.
Let's get into that. So you are now at a great job, right? 25-person startup. We're gonna about to get into where you started.
Yeah.
25-person startup into
that is exciting.
And that now into
With a little
a
bit of
massive
cinnamon on top.
employee base with job structure and security. Single dad, which we're going to get into also. But now you've got a great hard work, determination has really set a good forefront of you for life, right? You've got a great job with a big set of employees, and it's not a startup anymore. It's acquired.
Yeah, I've lived in the startup world for a while, and it's kind of a different feeling. But yeah, it's nice. I love who I work with. I think that's the most important thing. You can work on shit, but if you're working with great people, it doesn't really matter. So I love kind of my team, but it's been a long road to get here. I still think that it's not my best job though, because my best job still, I tell my kid, was when I had a laser tag job, and I was running the mazes, and I had a key to the arcades, and I had a key to the soda machine. I'm that's still that was the dream.
Yeah.
But my kid's that. He's more impressed by that than me doing
How old's your kid?
UX UI. He's 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a great age. I got a 12-year-old, and
oh yeah,
yeah,
Boy or
you
girl?
would totally. Yeah, well, I got 5 kids, but I have a 12-year-old.
Whoa, I got.
Hold on, I got 5.
I have
kids.
I've got all the ages, no, but the 12-year-old, your boy, he's plays drums and he's in video games, and he would totally be impressed if I had a key to the soda machine.
Oh yeah, my kid, he's crazy. He loves his. He played Minecraft for so long that I was this is a phase, right?
Yeah.
And I'm this is gonna be no more than 2 months. He was 5 years of that. That game just
How much did you spend?
It just
For real.
I had a really hard time paying for coins, which is nothing on these games, but I caved in. It's a couple bucks for 1,000 coins. I'm okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah, but it adds up every month.
It does.
Yeah.
My wife made the mistake
Wait,
one
you playing
time.
Fortnite?
He's playing Fortnite now, and he does.
Oh, you knew not the word coin?
Yeah.
Like that's
Well, like because that's what the games are all about now. Is he's like buying these virtual coins, and people just love it.
So can I ask you guys a question? And I think I don't know if you might want to know this too, but like we both have like a 3.5, 4-year-old son.
Yeah.
Right. And you guys have 11 and 12-year-old sons,
Yeah.
and you guys are talking about your kids have been playing this tech shit for 5 years,
You
fucking
guys-
paying all this money. I'm like teaching my kid how to like
How
shoot
are they
guns and
doing?
fish and garden and like.
How are they doing?
Do you think that when our kids are 12, they're going to be playing these games, or is it going to be different?
It's so easy to when your kids are younger and you're a new dad, be like, "Hey, what's up? Let's do something. Let's stay focused on. Let's get outside.
Let's look at trees."
And then you just get tired.
Just get tired. That's it. It's like this iPad is just so awesome. This is a nap. This is a nap that I
mean,
bought.
my kids use iPads and iPhones. I won't lie.
Yeah.
But like,
But they prefer the outdoors and like.
Well, I think you're talking about the effort that you put into them.
Yeah,
right?
it's like,
yeah.
well, but also
yeah.
you put a lot of effort into your kids. But shit, goddamn, you got 5.
I know. I don't know how you do that, bro. I mean, I do know
How
how
old
you do it
is
'cause
your
you're Ryan
youngest?
Crater.
4 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And our
Fresh.
photographer
So-
Daniel just took an incredible like series of photos of. If you go find his Instagram, you'll see the family portrait.
Caffeine,
yeah.
gasoline,
So-
caffeine,
so-
gasoline.
Or Ryan's page. He's
So
the one
funny-
with holding the
Dope
infant.
shit,
The black
dope
and white
shit.
photo. That is a brilliant photo. That needs to be
Thank
like
you.
framed and put in a house.
Your
That's,
daughter,
that
yeah.
photo is
Yeah,
It's
gorgeous.
good. That's
So
that's
good job on that.
So funny story.
Yeah, for real.
My family hadn't met. They're mostly in Louisiana and Houston. Hadn't met the 5th child now. She's 4.5 months. We're super protective when they're little, try to keep her not sick. But my parents came up this weekend to meet her, and it was my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. So I decided, hey, we're all going to be together. Why don't I get Daniel shootwithdaniel.com. He's our photographer. To come shoot some photos. And I'm like, hey, bro, I want some candid photos because I don't want just the posed family portraits.
Yeah.
We ended up doing that though, and Daniel was like, I'm just a fly on the wall. Like, just y'all do your thing. And my family was like this.
Well, yeah, I mean, you come from a town of like 400.
For about 10 minutes, and then Daniel was just doing his ninja thing, and
Daniel does
got some
have
really
ninja
great
abilities.
photos.
So I think that brings us
Yeah.
up to a great topic to start.
Yeah.
Let's talk homeschooling and
Yeah, yeah.
upbringing. Okay,
That's right.
Small town,
Yeah.
right? Photographs. Like I had the same thing with my son. When Jack was born, Randy, my father-in-law, freaked out when I had a photographer in the room the minute the baby was born. But like it's like
for which one, Jack?
for Jack. But it's the same thing. Small
Yeah.
town family from Taylor, Texas. Like what the hell are you? It's like
Yeah.
What's going
So
on
let's
here?
talk about you and homeschool and how
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that? Getting back to like
Oh, man.
grassroots, mom involvement.
Well,
It sounds like you moved to Austin when you were 7.
Yeah. 30 years ago, when I was 7.
So 37
it
years old.
was-
Where'd you move from?
I moved from Denver.
Why?
So
Oh. Really?
the way my mom got me to move to Texas got me excited about it. I remember being in the U-Haul. She was like, they have
Cowboys.
fire ants in Texas.
Oh.
And so I was super excited about a 7-year-old.
Fire ants?
The first thing I did, I jumped
That's
out the
awesome.
U-Haul and I buried myself in ants. And I'm like, they just fucking bite me. That's
Yeah,
it.
and
I was
they
thinking like,
fight
I'm going to see
fire.
some fire. And I'm imagining this little like, fire breathing.
I'm an ant.
Hilarious. It's like,
The mother of ants.
I was 14.
so that you got bitten up.
So
I'm
you
assuming?
thought ants were going to breathe
yeah.
fire, so you stuck your hand in them?
That's
oh
brilliant.
my god!
Well, because
Fire
in Denver,
ants,
in
fire
Denver you
ants.
had like little small black ants.
God,
They
where
were
are
like
the
your
fire
friends.
ants, Mom?
But I'm like,
put your hand in
I'm like, all right, like let
Figure
them
it out
crawl
for a
over me. Let's go back. This sucks. Let's go snowboarding.
So
that would
rule
work.
number 1: fire ants don't breathe fire.
That is a given, folks. Okay.
We don't ride horses to school in Texas.
In Louisiana, we take.
do
People
say y'all.
can open carry here,
We
but
take P-roads
we don't
on the
ride
bayou.
horses. Just Sam rides his horse in Texas. That's
So
his mule.
you landed when? 30 years ago? You're 7 years
Yeah.
old.
7 years old, homeschool.
Yeah. Well, so
Okay.
my family was super conservative. I wasn't homeschooled at the beginning. I was in a private school.
Which one?
It was Hilltop Baptist Academy.
Okay.
When it has like academy in it, it's pretty like strict. And so I remember people getting like,
So they say.
yeah, I mean,
Look at Cam. He's a crazy animal now.
that was a start. I remember like falling asleep. Like it was also a church, and so me and my brother were like sleeping like full on, like legs spread out on the front pew,
Yeah.
and the preacher like stopped in the middle of his like insane like sermon and like yells at us for like 5 minutes at the front row, and so we were terrified and we never like fell asleep in church again. But so I went to school there until like 3rd grade, and then 4th grade my mom was determined to do homeschooling and do it her own way, and she didn't want, she was always afraid of the public school and like teaching evolution. That was the only thing that like really scared her, was like, they're going to teach you evolution and everything, Darwin. Bad news. Like, you
got it. So it's from a religious standpoint versus just the controlling of educational standpoint.
It was mostly religious that kept her from wanting me to, wanting us to have our own view on things.
That's really interesting. I mean,
it was very protected. It's kind of like the whole idea of like the village. Have you guys seen that?
I'm all there. Yeah, I get it.
Like,
I believe
that was to me like my upbringing, because I was kind of in this fence where I felt I didn't know what was going on out there.
Yeah.
Like, I was so sheltered, and so all my friends from that point on like really were from the church. Like, even when we left this like weird Baptist church, like we went to different churches, and that was how I met people. And we would always say, like, people like, oh, like, how do you meet people while you're homeschooled? It's like, well, how did I meet you? That was like our big, like, it was our best
that
joke.
That is great.
No, it was like,
it was our best homeschool joke. And so
you were walking?
We didn't have a lot.
You were there.
Wait, so do you have siblings?
Yeah, so I have a younger brother, older brother, and older sister.
And were they all homeschooled?
They were all homeschooled at that time. Like, so we all like went in it together, and it was interesting because like I have friends that homeschool their kids and are incredible, and they just really know what to do. My mom didn't know what the fuck she was doing, so which is okay. Like I don't know how to
like, draw a circle.
But the first step, a journey starts with a step, right? The first step.
Well, you have different kinds of people that learn different ways,
right?
And so I stuck to my shit, and I got my stuff done, and I was like, I got to get on work done before like 4 o'clock or whatever, so I can go do things. And my brother and my sister just didn't care. Like, they just didn't want to learn. They like, my mom was always hounding them, and they just weren't that disciplined. And I wasn't super disciplined, but I was, in comparison, like, very disciplined.
Do you think the oldest?
I'm the third.
So do you think that had to do with, it was like, shit, my older brother and sister are not doing what I know I'm supposed to be doing. I don't want mom to be yelling at me, so I'm gonna go kick their ass in this so that and work my ass off so I don't get yelled at or get scolded, or I can go do my freedom, have the freedom to do what I want. So at the early age you were learning, work hard, you get more freedom.
Yeah, well, I mean, it really bled into like how they are today, because they just don't have that ambition.
That's right.
They do, like, they don't have they want things handed to them, and it's kind of a common, entitlement, whatever.
Mindset.
But they kind of expect it to not have to work really hard for it, and so they don't. And so when I talk to my brother and I talk to my sister, my older brother is a lot more like me, where we were like getting our shit done. We were closed doors, and he's in software as well. So we were both in like kind of this startup world. And so we kind of like really kind of wanted to get out of the chaos of the house, where my sister and brother just didn't give a shit, because we didn't want to like have to beg people being my parents for money for the rest of their life.
Moving to small town, did you experience any homeschooling in your family at all, or know people that had homeschooling?
No, South Louisiana. I mean, there really just wasn't much of homeschooling, but I do have one homeschooling experience. When I was in college, I was in a church group called Campus Crusade for Christ, which now goes by Crew.
Yeah, we would call it Campus Afraid for Christ. That was
wow. Let's get after it.
Well, I went to LSU.
That's how conservative my
Southern
church
Baptist?
is. They're like, oh, those motherfuckers. Like,
they were too liberal.
I mean, no, they just didn't think they were doing enough.
Oh,
so like, oh, they're not really.
They spanked me bare bottom.
God, I would have been.
There's a lot of stories around that.
I would have been burned with one finger in the door, hat brim. I would have been burnt.
Well, I thought it was a really good group for college, but we did a ski trip to Colorado,
cool,
down in the southern part.
Oh yeah.
But there's a homeschool girl that came along with the college kids, and she was also college age. But when you're in a group like that, and we stayed in a cabin, it was a very regimented schedule. You know, and we were all used to, you know, at school,
Yeah.
you have lunch at a certain time, you have a snack at a certain time, you get off school. And her schedule was just all over the place. We're like, hey, it's dinner time right now. Like, this is the food you eat now. She's like, I'm not hungry right now. And then it'd be like 11 at night, and she'd come wandering down the kitchen and asking the adults, you know, or the main, I mean, we're adults, but like, hey, I'm hungry now, we need some food. They're like, the food's gone. Like, so my perception was that they just didn't socialize into like the normal schedule of the world. She was super sweet, but that's my only homeschool story. But how long were you homeschooled?
From I think it was like 4th or 5th grade on till I graduated. Yeah.
Really?
So like my graduation was like 3 other homeschool, like two homeschool guys, 1 homeschool girl, and we kind of like did like a mock, like a faux, you know, graduation at the church, of course.
And one thing that, so out in Crockett, there where I work, Texas, Crockett, Texas.
You're like, oh yeah, I know that area. That's conservative as fuck.
There's so compared to Louisiana, Texas seems to have a lot of homeschool people, and what I know is that there's a homeschool network where all homeschool students
like
will get together
for
events, you know, maybe even sports teams. And it's more of there is more of a structured, socialized thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that everybody that homeschools seems to do that. Yeah, the communities, like the co-ops and stuff. Yeah.
How do you meet people? Well, you meet a lot of other homeschool people, and the people that I know that were homeschooled in Texas seem to be, you know, I think well socialized.
I don't think that exists anymore because of social media. I mean, you have so many outlets now.
Well,
right?
and that's a good point. I was going to bring up, like, when you were younger, there wasn't social media connected people, and now, like, you can connect with people being in your own home. I wonder, what's your thoughts about homeschool now? With the social media, do you know?
Oh, I don't know about social. I mean,
well, hold on. He also went into homeschool for religious reasons. What if he went into homeschool for like just disruptive reasons of not believing in like you know, strategic formal educations, like being able to write your own curriculum from YouTube? Like, I think that's because we got to remember he came from it from almost like an Amish or Southern Baptist, like.
Well, were you
right?
not?
I mean,
I'm
not saying Amish is disrespect. I'm saying I'm saying in respect to like serious religion, not a cult, but like a grouping.
I mean, a lot of me and my friends call it a cult.
Sure, whatever. You're out of it now, so
you
look back at it. But I'm trying to say it with the most respect that I can, because I don't know it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I know that you were but by listening, homeschooled, very religious, church, blah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at homeschooling and Montessori school for my kids.
You said homeschooling and Montessori school.
And or Montessori, which is like the concept of non-structured school.
Ari goes to Montessori.
Like non-structured school. Aaron's mother is going to retire at the end of this school year. She's been a teacher for like 25 years, and she wants to kind of help our kids in the summer times. And so I'm wondering, like, hey man, if my son's going to be getting like homeschooled kind of in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Going to Montessori school, because it's the same kind of basic principles of non-structured schooling with their own set structure.
Yeah.
Right? You set your own structure. You got to do what you wanted to do. And I feel like a lot of people I know from homeschooling, they kind of work with the parent to figure out where they want to go in life, and the parent perfects that direction. I know a girl, her name is, I won't say her name for confidentiality reasons, but at 12 years old, she graduated high school, she started college at FIT, started a clothing line, then went to Stanford at 17, like crazy, all homeschooled, started doing art, like wall-size reels, selling them in galleries.
Yeah, some people take it just really well.
How old is she now? 19, crushing it.
Oh, she's still very young.
Still at Stanford, right? I mean, like, but all online based, because she's right.
Yeah,
she did an online. She did a clothing line for Nordstrom's. She did a look her up if you guys want to. Her name is Isabella Taylor. Isabella Rose is her company. She did some stuff for Pottery Barn Kids. I mean, she's incredible. I know her parents very well. Her dad is Caesar. He's an anesthesiologist. He helped do all the treatment on my wife for my son. I mean, we're real close. I've known the family a long time, but she was kind of in that same boat.
Is it swimwear?
Yeah.
No.
Isabella
I think
Rose
you're just looking
Taylor.
at swimwear.
ISA.
You guys keep talking.
But anyway, I'll get the links. I'll plug it on there later. But she's done a lot of stuff, and it's really cool. But the thing is, giving a path to a child to perfect the way they want to lead.
Yeah.
Would you ever homeschool your kid?
Hell no.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't even an option.
I mean, so
You want to go there?
Here's
Let's
the
start
thing, it's
the
like-
church. You want to start talking about now? We'll go from homeschool to church and meeting your wife. And
We can
and business.
We can talk. I mean I was gonna say about the school thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
My mom, I think one of the other reasons why she kept that so far from us was sex. Because they were so afraid of me finding out what the hell it was. And so my kid at the end of this year is having like the sex talk at school, and so I was really happy to be able to do that myself. But I grew up, just
When did you find
trying
out
to
what it
figure
was?
that shit out. I mean, I don't know what age my kid is trying to figure
When did your
out.
parents finally start discussing that with you?
They never did.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Never.
They never did.
That's crazy.
So
And you didn't learn it in school at all, because you
and
didn't.
I didn't learn it in school. Yeah, so I was going into high school just like fumbling and only like hearing things through the filter of the church, which was really fucked up and distorted.
Yeah.
And so it was hard for me to know like what was appropriate, but also like the biggest thing that came with that was just a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
if you did anything, like you felt like the worst person, and you can really like I just remember so many times feeling like I had gone so far, and then I would tell somebody and they'd be like, oh, like is that it? Like that's all you did? And I'm like, oh,
rubbed their arm.
That's not even first base.
I rubbed their arm,
part of
man.
this of this show. Okay, go ahead.
Well, very interesting about the. I grew up in a non-denominational church, and we had a very short talk with my mother about it. I learned most of it from just other guy friends, younger.
But your mom
10,
talked
11,
to you.
12. Just one conversation, funny conversation. Just like, if there's ever a time that a girl is being like really nice to you and really like rubbing on you and stuff, like that's the time where you need to not do something with them, which is ovulation period, like ovulation time. So,
Wow. She told
girls
you
get
that.
horny, yeah, but like that's the way that that's the only thing she ever told me, and I'm like,
That's funny.
I don't even know, like,
That is funny.
I don't remember
But-
the talk with my parents at all.
That was-
Mine didn't say a
Mom,
damn
Dad,
thing.
if we had to talk, I don't remember.
They were like
I got
watching.
two beautiful grandkids for you.
But in general, growing up in the church, and even besides that one talk, which was fairly informational, I guess, there was a very negative connotation around sex. And
I only saw it through the filter of the negative side.
Negative, yeah.
I remember I went to go see Titanic when it was like 1994 or something like that.
Never seen that movie. Still to this
Yeah.
day.
It was like
97.
so good. 97.
It's like a
College,
historic
right.
movie.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I know,
that's
There's
the
like
only
a
reason I
nude
never-
scene in it, and I walked out with me and my like Christian buddies, and there was like a crowd of other students that were sitting out there avoiding this like one scene with
just like,
Rose,
Get outta here.
Rose
where
being
she's
drawn
like
with
getting
her
drawn or
boobs.
whatever.
Wait, guys, wait. Shh. Right.
It's just,
You can just imagine a bunch of guys just standing there like this.
Oh my God!
I went back and I saw that.
Oh,
When was the last time you saw porn?
You rebel.
The first time, not last.
you
first.
freaking rebel!
Like I mean,
Well, that's an easy answer.
yeah.
I haven't.
I mean,
Last
God.
time.
No, the first time I saw porn was those fucking dial-up days where you will get caught, like 100%, because it's just like you close a window and it's like. But also, like the porn would infect your whole computer like a virus, so you had like 30 windows
Yeah,
open.
baby.
And that's
And
how
so it's like just a game. You hear like someone
Randomly?
coming, like mom's coming down the stairs. So like,
Teenagers
that's
caught
how-
defragment to the parents.
That's how we got into software. That's how we got,
yeah.
that's how we got into software. You had to figure out how to shut down all the
Really good.
Now we're getting in it. Now we're figuring it out. Now.
I'm gonna figure this shit out.
Yeah, so in church, watching
So-
porn on dial-up, getting into software. Let's go.
Yeah, but so I one thing I'm going to do with my children with sex is teach them that is actually a very beautiful thing.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
connects to people.
Yeah.
But I want to teach them responsibility with sex.
That's-
and I
that's
think
the key.
that's where probably
yeah.
both of our parents went wrong. I think because
Oh yeah.
A buddy of mine and I were actually talking about this a few days ago on the way to the ranch. I'm not going to disclose
Dad never said
names,
anything.
but he's single, 31, got a couple of successful businesses, does a lot of things, and he's dating. And I was like, man, wouldn't it be sweet as a male? I can't believe I'm going to say this, but fuck it, whatever.
Say it.
If it
This is the
at a
uncommon
young
talk.
age when it was safe, we could get snipped so that we could have fun, but not worry about having to impregnate a woman from a health standpoint.
Oh yeah.
And then once you find a woman
It's just
to
an
be
age thing.
married to, you then get
Unsnipped.
unsnipped
well,
so that
there's now
you can
birth
procreate.
control now. Well, I mean,
But see, the other thing about that is does, male birth control, the female birth control has a lot of side effects, and and so
Sure,
it's like,
so does
do
the
we
male.
want to put
Yeah.
another thing into a male's body, or do we want to? This
can't-
was a conversation heading north on going to the ranch. These are things that people talk about once in a while. So it's just like,
It's uncommon talk.
yeah, I mean, what would you think about that? As like, a guy as a young kid having the option at 18 or whatever before you go
well,
to
that would
college
only
to get it.
prevent pregnancy. It wouldn't prevent STDs.
Oh, getting
But you know what? A lot of teenage,
that's
it would prevent
would
a lot of
increase
teenage
STDs.
pregnancies.
You
A lot of
serious?
single pregnancies.
I can't produce
Yeah, which
babies,
would
so
be-
let's just.
It's just. Well, you did produce one.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
No,
I did
he's-
get snipped,
no,
I would
he's
say
saying-
it would increase STD count, in my opinion.
Yeah,
'cause then
yeah.
you'd be like, oh, fuck yeah,
Whatever,
dude.
yeah.
Who cares?
Well,
it's-
I don't
I
know
think
about that. I think with proper
the conversation took a
education, I
left
think it
turn.
can still be
No,
controlled.
it took a fucking hard left turn.
But anyway,
Okay,
let's go back to church and
Well,
from
well-
the church what you got into doing your
Were
job.
y'all? What,
That's a
were you in
heavy
a religion?
transition.
Was it?
He was like
hey,
non-denominational,
uncommon.
like
Yeah,
Protestant Christianity, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was hard to like explain what it was, just because I thought everybody was like, a
And
guy
it's here in Austin.
It's,
Wow.
I mean, it's
What-
huge. I was in a church
that
that
liberal?
kind of was a small,
Yeah.
like 200, 300 person church. And now it's like 20,000, 25,000,
Joel,
whatever.
what's the name
With
of
like
it?
churches spread everywhere. What's the name of it?
Is it still in town?
Yeah. It's a Hill Country Bible Church. So they have a bunch
okay.
of different church
I don't
plants,
know that.
and they kind of spread out all over Austin. I went to one of those church plants. I went to two different church plants, one like in Pflugerville and then one downtown. So I was like making my way kind of like across the way and then downtown. But each time they were just like, eventually we can't really afford a designer. It's just.
But hold on, let's
Isn't it
stop.
big?
Let's get to that
Yeah,
right there.
okay.
So you were going to church, whatever. You met your wife or ex-wife on a mission trip.
Mission trip,
Okay.
Oh,
Where was the
story
mission
gets
trip?
interesting.
So
Wales.
Wales.
beautiful. How was Wales?
It's gorgeous. I mean, it rains there all the time. So when it's not raining, it's like.
So it's been
green.
like this the
Yeah.
last couple weeks.
I'm assuming so. Yeah.
but constantly.
But constant. Yeah, it's pretty constant.
Yeah, it's so west coast of Europe is Scotland, Wales. Was like the west coast of the United States was Seattle. It's constantly raining.
Interesting. Which
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
be the middle of the United States, if you want to look
I
at it. before
studied
the
in
divide.
Wales. See, if you just say that, it's instantly smart. Like I studied at a University of Wales, or what's the university in Wales?
Like Cardiff.
Or
It's
University of
fucking-
South
Well,
Wales.
SU.
You know,
Yeah.
Well-
there's a bunch of. There's a lot.
Rob
We
Tyson's
talking
well
about
SU.
Australia?
Huh?
New South Wales? Is it?
So
Yeah.
going back to your ex-wife, what attracted you to her, man? Tell me this. Get to the root.
Oh, here we go. Now,
Let's do it. I gotta figure this stuff out.
I know we knew this. I knew even. Never mind. The
Ethologist of humans.
Yeah. It's, I was 22, 23.
how old were you?
Yeah, 22, I
36.
think.
Okay.
36. Yeah.
What?
I actually met her through my brother, who had been on some previous trips there, and so they were like,
Oh,
"You
she's
guys-"
from there.
She's from there. Yes.
Oh,
she's British. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So she wasn't like a team
Different
member
culture.
or whatever. So
Right.
yeah. I mean that was
What is
awesome.
the
to,
culture like, by the way?
I bet you that was so cool.
It's a
What my
valley country. Like it's not like Bono calls it like the sing-song language, just because you can't figure out what the fuck they're saying. Like it's just all the words are like mushed together, and so you just kind of nod and smile and yeah.
That's
So y'all
I'm
had-
never gonna figure it out.
So your entire relationship was based on stuff you assumed she was saying.
Oh, basically. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard we don't know what they're saying.
Every
Raise
girl
your
is
beautiful
from Wales.
kid together. Let's give
Every
the woman
girl is
respect.
from Wales. Every girl's from Wales. That's what it is. Every girl originates from Wales. I can't understand what they're saying.
Woo, we just sparked a nerve on this one here. What do you mean by
Wait,
that?
so-
no, hold on. What do you mean by that?
So you graduated from high school, from homeschool. Did you go? You went to college.
Yeah. I went to
normal-
Bible college out east.
Bible college.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
so
awesome.
So my plan was like I actually thought I was going to youth ministry, just because out of like that's what I was working in, like the department or whatever. So youth pastor was kind of a mentor to me, and then I moved over to like interning, and then went to his Bible college, and I was like on a waiting list for a place in Chicago, and he was like, you should maybe try my place. So I go there, and after the first semester, like I have a bunch of friends, and like I don't want to leave to
You
this
were
other
probably
place I was
like
gonna
in
go
heaven, being with other people.
Oh yeah. It was. I mean, yeah, because I'd never been like in this like actual school structure, since I was like a kid, and so I didn't really experience that. But
That's awesome.
I mean, I still talk to my roommates there like every day. They're
wow.
some of my closest friends, but yeah, it was just a weird thing. When I got there, I saw some guy walking around with a video camera, and of course, like this was like 2001, and so it's like a big ass like on your shoulder kind of a thing. And I'm like, I want to do that shit. And so I just like changed my major and everything, went to communications, which was also conveniently the easiest thing I could do.
Nice.
And just took classes about
major.
movies and yeah, it was great. So
What kind of movies did you watch at Bible college?
we couldn't watch anything. Like it was
His favorite band was Switchfoot.
Passion of the Christ.
Switchfoot was a big one.
Oh,
Yeah, well, there was
big.
Switchfoot. There was Jars of Clay. And
Oh, yeah.
DC
Wait, is
Talk.
Switchfoot
and-
a Christian?
Yeah,
I didn't know
Well,
that.
they're like a cool
dare
Christian
you
band,
to
but they're still
What's the
very
better than
Christian.
Ezra people?
I think they're Christian.
Well, I don't know, but is that
the
Jars
church
of Clay?
tried to claim as many as they could because
Lifehouse and that one also.
Lifehouse.
We got
like
we got
I'm a
Linkin
Jew.
Park.
Am I burning you
Yeah,
right now?
Linkin Park.
They tried to really go for like
No, we don't
Creed,
got
and then
Linkin
everyone
Park.
was like, no.
Oh, yeah,
Creed
Creed.
is
Yeah.
like drop that shit. Don't tell people that.
Hey,
We changed our mind about that.
so-
he just goes fuck.
Church, whatever, designing websites, software, outgrew them. Now where you're at. Then you went to the startup.
Yeah. I went to a small startup that was building mobile apps.
When you left the church, were you still married?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. For anyone who doesn't know, which just what is a startup?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean it's a funded, generally super small company waiting to be bought. That's all it really is.
So it's mostly tech companies.
Everything you're doing is in the name of being bought. It's
Right.
constantly trying to look good, and so you'd have a lot of startups that suddenly they're in like lean mode,
Trying to
and
be
it's like
bought.
shit, we're close to being bought because they're starting to fire people or whatever, trying to lay off people to kind of lean out a little bit. But it's kind of a scary place to be because you never know like if they're going to completely like not be able to pay you that month, which has happened to me before, or if they get bought
But
out,
That would be annoying.
You're taking that kind of job to take because it's a benefit risk thing that there's potentially a huge payoff.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is and that's like the typical businesses the big businesses we know now. Google,
right.
Yeah.
Facebook, the Silicon Valley is the center of startups, and then Austin is also becoming a big tech hub. And so a show that's on television, the Silicon Valley on
amazing.
HBO,
so
which
good.
talks about startups.
hilarious.
And everybody will
Love
tell
that
you
show.
like it's super accurate because they have
Okay, that was my next question.
some of the consultants on this show came from Twitter and like some different startups, and so
Twitter,
like,
Snapchat, yes.
yeah,
those-
so
wow.
they
I
actually
didn't know
are
that.
like informing. So when you watch it, like you hear them talking about like scrums and Jira and like all this shit, and it's like this
Pretty
is
accurate.
This is like what it's like, and it is as sloppy as it looks.
Oh, I'm sure because
I'm
you get
sure
a
it's
curveball
sloppy.
at 3:00 in the morning from some Japanese investor that's like, no, I don't like this, and you wake
Yeah.
up to a fucking alert, and you're like, shit, I gotta call the guys. All right, hey, we gotta change this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, with startups, you are at the mercy of a client. Like,
Right.
there's always a client that like somebody said yes to, and so now everybody's like panicking. I mean, even this
Versus a bootstrap.
yeah.
Startup versus a bootstrap.
What do you?
Bootstrapping is where you start a business on your own, you grow it. You don't necessarily
Which is more
want
of a
to sell
traditional
it.
type of business.
Right. The concept
Yeah,
of
yeah.
startup is to grow, sell. Bootstrap is to do everything on my own and grow it. Maybe not
Yeah.
sell it, maybe sell it.
Which a classic company of bootstrapping is probably Harley Davidson. They're all cash company. Started
Really?
out,
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All cash, privately owned.
Respect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same as like Mood Fabrics in
Same
New
with all
York, dude.
insurance companies.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
it?
you can
Yeah.
because it builds on itself. You're
State
selling
Farm
field.
State Farm is privately owned.
Yeah.
Is insurance real?
365 billion in assets is what Allstate has, but not to digress.
But is insurance
No,
real?
yeah, let's
yeah, it's
talk
real.
about it.
Insurance is real.
It's like an idea.
Well,
Yeah.
you're buying because of fear.
We were
It's,
literally-
yeah, it's all out of
I was literally on the
It's like
phone
just
with an
in case.
insurance lady today because we were changing
was,
over
yeah.
our health insurances. Okay, and I don't know, we pay like $1,300 a month right now, $1,400 a
Yeah.
month, whatever it is. And this lady was like, "I can give you the same plan for $600." I'm like, "How the fuck is that possible? How can you give me the exact same
what?
thing
Like, what's up?
as possible?"
possible.
It is. She says it's the exact same. She
Oh,
showed
maybe
us both
there's new
comparison
clauses,
plans.
yeah.
There are. There's all these new things, and she's like, oh, and this and that, and I'm like, all right, Aaron, whatever. Like,
Do it.
I mean, like, sure, right. You got to talk to her again tomorrow. Okay, good. Like, I don't handle any of the insurance. I don't even
it's
fuck
the
with
worst.
that.
That's why I'm.
But if a lady, I'm on the phone.
Insurance is the worst.
I'm talking to this lady, and
Hey.
she's like, give you the exact same thing for half the cost.
it's a bad rap.
My question is how?
I'm going to give a soapbox about
How?
insurance
Like
companies.
if you give
Yeah, doctor,
some
how
reason.
can I get the same insurance from 2 different people for one half the
I don't know.
cost?
He's the insurance guy, but
Yeah.
I'm the one that buys tons of insurance.
Because
and all I
it's
know
all-
is,
it all-
hey, we're going to cover this. We're going to cover that. You're going to be okay. And then like, all right, great. Let me sign. And then something happens like, oh no, like this didn't fall in like this specific.
Because not even the agents know,
And-
because
and they
there's so
don't-
many clauses that change on the daily, on a monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because
why do we
so-
have insurance?
Insurance is insurance real.
It's chance. Yes, it is.
I don't know.
Because I've had a claim
It's a
before.
concept that we came up with as a society. And
Okay, well then if you
So
have
how
an
much
natural,
would
if you have
you
a natural
charge?
disaster,
speaking of,
if you have a natural
yeah.
disaster and then nothing gets repaired or fixed, or you don't have any flooding insurance, how's that going to get
If we
fixed?
didn't have insurance, there's enough fucking money in downtown Austin that could fix this entire goddamn city.
Yeah, but will they
Like,
go
come
towards
on.
that? They won't. Do
They could
that.
lean their assets against the bank and then go
Anyway.
get money and do it. Like, I mean,
We're getting off topic,
Yeah,
but insurance.
it's okay.
I'm like a fire ant with insurance. I breathe fire when I'm thinking about it.
Okay, so
I'm a fire ant.
software
Still mad at
startup,
her for that.
married,
Yeah,
and then did you get your? And then
How old
I
were
just
you when
want
you
to
got
compare.
married?
Yeah,
yeah. I was maybe 24.
and then
Oh,
when did you,
see,
if you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
That was
when were you
quick.
divorced?
It's been recently.
Okay.
Like going, yeah.
Well,
Okay, cool. So whatever. So in the process, recently divorced, whatever it is. So you basically got. Did you get? Why don't you tell us about what happened to the startup? Did it fail? Did it succeed?
Which one?
The one you're working for, that you were recently working for.
No, we did really well. We were basically trying to sell since I got there, and so when you kind of start like working on a product, it's fake until people pay you to build the parts that make it
an
not
idea.
fake.
Like Bill Gates.
yeah.
Microsoft,
So we spent a lot of time just when I got there making the actual product real rather than
what is the
just
product
selling
of
like
your-
bullshit.
What was the product?
So it's like chatbots, so like customer service, like you'll be talking to
okay.
a bot, you can be like buying something from like, we have like Disney, Marvel, Victoria's Secret.
Wait, so those fucking companies I'm talking to, I'm not talking to someone?
yeah.
Get the hell out of here. They are so good. I so think all the time they're talking to me. Even if I yell at them, they know I'm yelling at them.
Yeah.
So it's a computer-
That's
it's
the
a
hardest
program.
part of the job.
Okay,
is-
now
is
I'm
learning.
really scared because I
okay,
really have
so
thought I've been
You're
talking
building,
to
it's
people.
building AI basically is what we do.
Oh, I don't like
What?
that.
Wait,
it's
say it.
it's
AI?
building like a Siri,
It's like
Singularity? Do you like Singularity?
Well, I mean, so
Because when that happens, I'm going to the ranch.
Texas Ranch.
The Texas
I always-
Did it become that because the S fell off?
Yeah.
Okay.
We literally hung the sign. This S wasn't there, and I was like, Texas.
Well, just
Let's call it the Texas Ranch. That's what it is.
TAXA.
Sounds like a brand.
TEXA. Have no running water. No.
Okay, wait. So
Anyway.
so your startup does the chat boxes. So if you go to a
Yeah, yeah.
website,
Oh my God, I'm so scared.
And there's a box that pops up and like, hey, how can we help you?
yeah, like Facebook, Twitter, like all these different channels, all these different social media outlets.
And so
if
you
you're
sell that
texting the
service
brand.
to other companies, and what you're saying
Yeah.
is that the chat boxes that we interact with is really like an artificial intelligence.
They are, but you can't hand off to a human. I mean, you can be like,
Who can
Like-
the
Yeah.
the
Who
AI?
hands out the human? What the fuck you talking about?
oh, you can, but you can't hand it off to a
This
human.
is Ross Bennett. He is not logical.
Hi, I'm
Let's
real.
get human out.
I am real. I promise.
AI
sir.
cannot handle
We're
Ross.
gonna have to go now. Bye bye.
Yeah. It's just me.
Yeah, I mean, like you'll put in like different parameters. Like if this person gives me a big ass paragraph, they probably are pissed off. They're not saying
What
thanks
if you
so
just
much.
say fuck and it will
So what, they'll read
respond?
like
to
Then,
fuck?
yeah.
It'll
I mean,
respond to fuck?
we have like
It'll
a
say
curse
that.
word kind of database where
No
like it'll
way.
connect you to a certain conversation.
I am
Like,
so scared.
I'm sorry.
This is the
Fuck
first
yeah,
time
yeah.
I have been talking to robots for a decade.
It's like
God damn it!
They're really helpful, but wow.
No.
I mean, the time that I think that they're most helpful is when you're actually like going through like an order or like you're trying to like get a ticket to a concert.
I
or
don't
something
give
like
a
that.
shit. I thought. Listen, I ran
funny.
an online website for St. Bernard Sports for like 3 years
Yeah.
before I started doing national television. My company where it went. I literally picked up every goddamn phone. I literally got on the live chat and talked to everybody. I had 3 people under me talking on live chat. What you talking about? Robots? Really?
Yeah.
How long has this robot activity been involved?
I mean, that's a great question.
How long
Since
do you know?
Maybe a few years
of time.
So when Google evolved,
We are
in the black room of Google or the dark room of Google, have they always had this? Like Google
Probably.
Chat has always been an AI.
Yeah, I mean,
Jeez,
yeah,
come
Google
on,
Chat,
Google.
you got Google Actions now. You got Alexa, like voice is a whole other thing. Like you have to design like.
So wait, when I
conversations.
talk to Alexa, that there's an AI in there tracking my data. I need to throw that shit out, man. It's gone. Gone. Alexa's gone.
When it comes to data, they're gonna get what they ask for, or whatever. Yeah.
One of my
They're listening
friends.
to your conversations so that they can sell you something when you get on Facebook.
Yeah, no
later
shit.
on.
Okay, so want to hear something crazy? So.
Which I don't know how far off that
Okay,
is.
so I hosted a party at the end to close out F1 with all the drivers, all these people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the penthouse dinner, and then this other. Yeah, the other one.
Not Penthouse, the magazine.
Yeah, no, that was
Maybe it
we
was
had a dinner at
Penthouse.
a buddy's house for 70 people.
I don't know,
Up
it
on
was
the penthouse,
pretty nice.
35th floor. But then that night, from
girl
2 to
was
like
nice.
4:30 in the morning, we hosted like all the drivers and like all this crazy shit. And this guy named, this famous artist named Mark Dickens shows up, and he sold like all of his art collection to Sebastian Vettel, and it was like a whole thing he did. Like
To who?
Sebastian Vettel,
Is he?
famous F1 racer.
Okay.
Races for Ferrari. Anyway, he shows up to the party, and this girl takes a picture, and she texted it to me today. Now, her and I are not friends on Facebook. We are now. Hi, June. But anyway, I post it to Facebook, and June texts me back, and she says, "Holy shit! I just got recommended to tag myself in your photo." I met her last night at fucking 12:30 or Sunday morning at 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's how scary this shit is. I have to text her. She's like, "Oh my god, crazy!
Yeah.
I just got recommended to tag myself in your things." And I thought my Facebook was as private as it could possibly be, because my wife asked me when I had my old one, it was maxed out on followers, so I transferred it over to a business one, and we had our kids. I set up a personal, like a private one. It used to be just said Pace
Which is
Bennett.
very
It didn't even have
interesting.
my first name. It said Pace Bennett and like private.
You have Instagram accounts for your children, which you're like the most private person ever. Which that just doesn't. I don't.
Well, there's a
How old
reason
are
for
they?
that. The reason I have my
Yeah.
kids' timeline is because it's a timeline for them, so
That
that
you
I
look
can
back
keep
on,
a
they can-
digital cloud of their images.
But they're.
And at some point,
So
if some
they'll take it
agency
over
wants to do some
eventually.
stuff like you with your stuff, but I just let it go. Yeah, they'll take it over. They have an email account, all that kind of stuff.
But those pages, your kids' pages are set to public, right?
Yeah, of course they are.
Of course.
Yeah, but I post those
Why?
pictures. I never post pictures like at the time of where they're at. We always post pictures way later. Yeah. Like there are people that will post
Okay,
like live pictures of the kid is where they're at, but I'm very secret
All right,
about that.
for-
I'll post a picture like 5 hours later.
For
or
the
3 days
people,
later.
so for the people
Sorry,
watching,
Kelly, this is just the
that
last one.
who
Last
are
one.
going to have kids, or even for yourself, if you ever post pictures and you're trying to protect some privacy, don't ever post a picture while you're at the place where you
Absolutely
want to be.
not.
You leave the place, be gone for a while, and then post a picture and
Wait,
tag
what are you
where
talking
were.
about?
So like I
So,
will never tag a
the-
live story of my son making a
Oh,
party.
no.
Unless I know like it's secure.
Well-
or at a friend's house.
Remember, we'll talk to Spencer about that, man. Remember, we had that conversation. That's how people get
But it
kidnapped.
scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we did
yeah,
talk
that-
about
that's-
it.
Well, like
That's
when you
the
win
lesson
like,
learned,
lottery,
yeah.
typically people have to
Well-
move right away.
I did buy a lot of tickets. Did anyone else buy a lot of
No,
tickets?
I'm going to.
I did for the last 2 draws, and apparently there's
Well, it's
like
1.6
You will
billion
never hear
tonight.
from me again.
Tonight.
Except
Tonight?
you guys
Yeah.
will.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys would hear from me.
1.6
Wednesday.
billion.
I swear to God, look, hey, if I were
Wait,
to
no,
win, I would
today's
buy.
today. Wednesday.
I would buy us all.
Tuesday.
land.
Tuesday. Is there a drawing tonight?
Tuesday and Saturday.
Hey,
right?
listen, if I win, I would buy every single one of us land in Wales.
It's too rainy.
Come back to
So
us.
rainy.
Or
Yeah, I've got some friends that have promised me
How about
already
Florida?
some beach houses and stuff, so just gonna count on that.
we're gonna go to Crockett, Texas, and buy some land.
There's good people in Crockett. There's
Cool. It would
fishing.
be
There's
cool.
fishing and hunting.
It would be cool to buy like an undeveloped city and turn it into something for good.
I would be his
Like-
neighbor,
like-
and I would be like,
And it's
Like
like
Jimmy
a
Moore?
So what I want, no, like I've wanted to turn in like Texas Taylor Ranch and build like a whole permaculture like place. You can come out there and like hunt your food, and we'll clean it
That
for
would
you,
be
and then
awesome,
butcher it
dude.
and have it served to you. Or you can have
Yeah.
like fresh meat that's already been butchered if you don't hunt. Make cheeses, all that kind of shit.
have wild elk
Come to the
running
tailor
around.
shop,
and
have
shit.
suit made, come back the
Just have
next
your own little
season and
town.
come pick up your suit. Yeah, but make it
Yeah.
sure it gives back to everybody. Find a state, find an area that's unincorporated and build it into something.
Yeah.
So how's your dating life now, Cam?
Yeah, so let's go into that. So you were married. Was the company acquired when you were married?
Like that
No.
transition?
So okay, so great. So you were let's just say single before the company got acquired,
Yeah.
and you probably said, "What the fuck? I'm in a startup now. I'm a single dad." Or were you pretty set in your stones?
Oh, like just in the
Like
insecurity of it?
emotionally, just like
Yeah.
like what the fuck am I doing? I've got a job that's trying to be bought. I'm now going through a divorce. Like what the?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it,
saying?
like,
I know there was something in there where you're taking a
anxiety
shit,
a little bit.
taking a shower, trying to figure it out.
Man, you know, it's funny because like I had the hardest time with anxiety like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Just didn't know what the fuck I was doing, where I was going. I think like really when I turned 30, I just was scared shitless. I don't know if you,
Right there.
He's
with it.
31
Yeah,
right now,
yeah,
straight out of
felt it,
fucking
yeah.
mind.
It's been a year.
you know, it took me a while just to like stop giving a shit so much.
Yes.
Like it's just
You
it's
see the
just
way
I just
Shit
turned
is lying.
35, and at the end of
I
my
don't give a shit.
34, I had a huge epiphany, and I said,
See
"Fuck
this?
it.
Yeah.
I'm 35. It's time to run." Like seriously.
One of the
Yeah.
best ways to
What
be
time? What
happy.
year was that for you when you figured
life.
it out?
I feel like it was probably a couple years ago that I
So
started
33,
to like
34?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it when
This-
for you? Because I know you had like a 20-year goal of like 40 years, but like were anywhere in your 30s did you like start picking up speed? Like really? Did you fumble at all at the early
Did you look in
30s?
the rearview mirror and say, fuck?
Or were you just so down, like just dedicated at 30 that you knew where you were going?
No, I picked up speed around 32.
Okay.
That's
About where I'm at.
yeah.
Right.
I-
So anybody that's below 32, just get ready.
You haven't-
32, 33, 34, you're going to hit a change.
Yeah.
You really will.
You
Like,
will.
I'm going to turn 32 next month, by the way, guys. Just
Awesome. What's your
Oh.
birthday?
November 26th.
My son's the 24th.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
like-
Let's get a
Look at
turkey
that.
cake.
I'll go shoot a turkey for us and we'll have it.
Oh,
It'll be a cake made out of meat,
That would be
like
amazing.
turkey.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
wondering
Shoot
like
a
what that
wild
looks
bird.
like.
Let's shoot one.
I really
Look, got
feel
a lot
like
of turkey feathers.
I really feel that 31
Can we
was
get
the
a
year for me.
cornucopia cake for you?
Yeah. And I come out. Yeah. Anyway.
No, not you coming out of it. We'll just get
No.
you a cornucopia cake.
That's fine with me.
Okay, cool.
So at 31, I did have the same type of thing. I had a revelation. No, 30, I had a revelation, and it had to do something from pain. It stemmed from pain.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a pain that kind of drove me, and I met these beautiful men right here, and you know, we created this beautiful thing here. But what was a beautiful thing that you created from that adversity and that pain? Or do you think, looking back?
Did you keep working harder? Stay more with your son? What were you doing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, his mom works in film, and so she's gone. She's either like on like all the time, or she's got like a week that's just free or whatever. So,
Yeah.
but usually, like if it's good, then she's working 18-hour days, 6 days a week, whatever. So, so for me,
she's a
it's
movie
been.
Now we're talking like big movies that people know.
Obvious.
Yeah, I mean, Lita Battle Angel Rodriguez movie that was filmed
wow.
recently.
So she works for-
she worked on Transformers.
She worked for Troublemaker?
Oh wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
she works for Troublemaker. Cool.
She's
Got it.
she's
Is
done
she-
some stuff for them. Yeah.
Is she
but
here
she's
in
freelance.
Austin?
Oh, she's
Yeah.
freelance.
Yeah. But she works on all kinds of things. So for me, it was relearning how to be a dad. Like it was kind of a scary thing.
Amen.
Because I was still going through shit. Like,
Yeah, I know.
And he needed me a lot. And so for me, like I was drinking too much. I was just fucking stressed. I had my first panic attack when I was like 31 or something like that.
Me
And
too.
it scared the shit out of me.
See, it's okay.
Thanks
I
for
just-
being there, by the way.
Man, I just thought it was.
He had a panic attack at ACL.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is like one of the.
It was caffeine induced and
And
Well, I think it was a
lack-
lot of
no
stuff.
food, lack of
Yeah,
water.
but a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Just like
But-
letting go and being free and like
It was a lot, yeah.
The whole week
Dude,
before.
water, man,
Remember that
like
whole week was
it
tough
was,
on him.
It really was.
His son was sick for like 2 weeks. We had the podcast
Yeah.
talking about the person that died because they had the flu. Like
You know, and yeah,
that
you
was
know,
a lot of stress that week.
Yeah.
You know, the interesting thing about panic attacks, I see a lot of people that come in with panic attacks, and they're like, there is something medically wrong with me. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. I mean, it is a medical condition, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's a panic attack.
All you need
Panic
is beta
attacks,
blockers.
panic attacks will come out of
It's not
nowhere.
like what meds don't need to be on to prevent this from coming
Yeah.
up.
No, they're like,
Yeah.
no, I apparently I had a heart attack or a stroke or something. Like,
Yeah,
no, you
yeah.
didn't. It's like,
It's stress induced. It's emotionally like you're overloaded. And
Yeah.
my kid actually had his first panic attack actually this weekend.
oh no.
And and he was telling me about it, and he said, Mom said to talk to you about it because you had gone through it. And so I'm walking him through like this, like what it's like, and he said, yeah, I got kind of stiff and I felt like I couldn't control myself, and I said this basically, like, your body is saying you need to, like, I need to take over for you, and you're not going to do anything because you're so overloaded, and you just can't even like connect like your head with your body. And so I honestly thought it was bullshit for the longest time.
No, me too.
Right.
I'm
like, yeah, it's a little
like,
dramatic.
What is going
like,
on?
Come on.
Why is my
like,
heart going 190 BPMs?
Yeah.
It really
but man,
was.
when it hits you, like you can't do anything about it.
I'll share something. The other night I had one because I had drank a little bit too much. My body, when I feel like I'm losing control, my heart was going 190 BPMs. Like, I was literally timing it. I was like sitting there like this.
Is that possible?
Like, yeah.
That sounds pretty high.
No, it's very high.
Yeah, it's possible.
My heart was like, and I was like,
like a crazy workout is like 185.
220 is like the max of like how fast a heart can actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going
someone our age at least.
Yeah.
Just 190, and then I like was walking around like nothing. I was like, just breathe. And
Which
night?
That's really
Which
fast.
night?
the night after I left.
Sunday night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I
After
don't
dinner?
Yeah, after.
But you're saying you talked yourself down from it.
I talked myself down from it, and it was
Yeah.
because I don't get that inebriated. I drank a little bit too much, and I don't drink that often, and so my body didn't feel like I was in control.
Yeah.
So I immediately panicked. I was like,
It's
why
just a
do I
circle.
feel like
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
And then I started getting in my head, and all of a sudden, like, I was like, okay, this is fast, and I started timing it. So to cool yourself down, drink some salt, put a little bit of salt in some warm water, drink that helps, and then make sure you focus, like watch a YouTube video or something, and take a walk. And I just walked down my hallway.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
it was pretty crazy. But I will share that openly, and it was because why did that actually happen? Well, it was basically I felt like I wasn't in control, but that stemmed from another area of time of when I accidentally ingested something that it was a.
At the party?
It was a long time ago,
Oh.
years ago. I was prescribed Adderall.
Like, Jesus.
It wasn't that crazy,
What's
guys.
going on at a party?
So I'll explain it. Like, this is how I figured it out. I was prescribed Adderall in college. I took too many. My heart was going it was going really fast. I hadn't drinking any water. I drank
Adderall
coffee.
speed.
Yeah, I was prescribed it, and I didn't know. And so I was like freaking out. So basically, holistic psychiatrist told me that your brain gets to that level of fear, and it gets programmed in your amygdala. And then what happens is if you lose control in other areas of your life later on down the line, your mind will remember that one memory and take those same memories and just kind of blow it up. And that's how panic attacks, it becomes. So mine was, I don't ever have them unless I like drink too much or something.
So can we talk about what a panic attack feels like?
It feels like having a heart attack.
Okay, so there's like 10 or 15. It's like you could check mark these boxes. A perception of impending doom or death. Numbness of your hands, maybe your feet.
That was me.
Chest tightness, chest pain, shortness of breath, tunnel vision, maybe sweating, lightheaded, feeling of passing out. And it's like if you have all these symptoms and like you check
how
off
many of those do you have to have? Yeah.
Like 4. It's not. Yeah, you don't have to have all of them. Then.
But you're not going to just have one.
Hell
no, not just one.
Chips.
So if you're having a heart attack, you have chest pain and like maybe sweating. You don't have all this other stuff.
Yeah,
you don't get tunnel vision with a heart attack.
Panic attack. There's no pain. It's just it's like a
maybe you didn't have
it's
pain.
a dull ache.
Some people
it's
can.
like it's like a feeling of
it's a spiritual extreme spiritual fright.
It's like you're getting pressed down.
Basically.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Which I also had one panic attack. I was younger when it happened. I was 27 or so, and mine triggered from too much stimulants. It was tons of caffeine and Red Bull. That's when Red Bull and vodka was like first popular.
Yeah,
and I probably had like 10 at night.
If you drink those anymore, you're just dumb. Sorry, I don't care if you drink them both.
You're out of fashion if you're still drinking those.
Yeah, who drinks Red
Bull? Seriously. But okay, so I'm gonna. We got a few minutes left. I got a couple questions for you. So, who's your son living with mostly?
Me mostly. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. And then I don't think we said this, but you're in the process of a 4-year divorce.
Wait, but I wanted to finish the story with it's going to get to that. But
Okay,
with the long part of let's get to the success part. Single dad, figuring shit out.
That was going to be my next question.
Let's talk more about success.
Now you got into business getting bought.
Okay, well, hold on. But, and I don't want to really talk about divorce. I just want to share like what you're going through. Divorces can be long and ugly processes, and you've been in the process of that for 4 years. Correct? That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
You guys aren't alone if you're going through a long divorce process.
Sure, I know a lot of people.
Topic.
Right. Okay, so now, single dad.
Yeah.
Fucking wondering what the hell to do. Son is like, oh my God.
What's the next
going
steps?
through stuff. You're going through stuff. Trying to sell a business with a group of guys.
Yeah.
Being homeschooled, coming up that route.
Are you one of the owners of the business?
No.
But,
yeah, just
but he said it earlier. He was brought in to help build something to get it sold.
Yeah.
That was his job.
Do you have shares in the?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't
So
quite
you
as
weren't
exciting for
partner.
me.
Well, what's the payoff for you? Are you still
just
with
a good
that?
job.
Well, now he's got a secure job with
and that's fine.
So you have 25 people in the startup?
Yeah.
Now
about
going-
25.
Now, you got bought by who?
Live person.
How many people are in that company now?
Live person,
1,000.
like,
Yeah.
try it.
Cool. How many you got?
Which is funny because it's not a live person.
Yeah, fuck that.
So they actually, we're bringing like the automated side to it, along with another startup that they bought. So we kind of are bringing that side where it mostly has been them just talking to live agents. So
what's the next steps in your life to continue success?
Yeah, man.
And happiness.
Great guy, by the way.
I can tell.
Solid work.
This is not Conor McGregor, by the way.
Yeah, he does, dude. Look at that, man. Conor.
Yeah.
He wins, doesn't lose.
I feel like
Conor. What the heck?
I feel like someone's gonna
wins.
really think it's me and try to beat the shit out of me. It's not gonna go well.
Hey, motherfucker.
I do have a doppelganger out there myself, but that's another time, another story.
Oh, okay.
Conor McGregor.
Next steps?
Next
Yeah,
steps.
what are the next steps
What are
in
you
your
doing
life,
now?
brother?
Man, it's funny because I have no idea. But,
you know what? And that's really great.
But I'm more okay with that than I have been since I was, like. When
Amen
you're
to that,
20, you think you have a lot of time. When you turn 30, you're like, shit, like I'm supposed to have this figured out. And now I'm just kind of getting to the place where I'm pretty okay not knowing what's next. And
Dude, fucking amen. Yes.
So the beginning of
God
2018.
damn it, that's the hardest thing to figure out.
yeah, to not worry about it and not give a shit if it doesn't go great.
Yeah.
Because in my not knowing doesn't necessarily
I hear
mean
that
like
from
you're
you.
gonna stumble across the
talk
grave.
all the time.
Yeah. So what I experienced is I had a very set goal for my life from when I was a teenager to the time I hit 40. And I'm 41 now.
Yeah.
And I hit all those goals and hit 40, and then things just unraveled.
Yeah.
And I started 2018 taking things day by day. And it is so exciting to see what each day is going to bring instead of me trying to force what's going to happen that next day.
Yeah. Well, me
That's
growing up as the disciplined one in the household,
you were
I was fucking organized. I knew my plan. When I had a birthday party, it was huge, and 20 guys come over, all-nighters and everything. I planned all that shit.
Wait, what age?
And then from 10 on to 16, 17, I was planning my birthday parties. My parents didn't quite do a good job.
That's awesome.
But the next day after my birthday party, I'd be planning the next one. My whole life was.
You hear that,
planned for
Scott
me.
and David? After the big party, we're planning the next one. No more 18-hour shit.
So interesting that
I love it.
just quick. 2020 this past Friday was the 11-year-old America's Little Monster that supposedly killed his future stepmom that was pregnant.
shit.
What?
And this happened.
That got
I don't know,
dark.
a decade ago. No, but they were saying there's no way that there's no way a kid could plan. 11-year-old kid could plan to murder someone. They just don't have the capability of even making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then here you're saying,
Yeah.
I mean, unrelated, but you plan out a full party. So different people, different capabilities.
I
I don't think the kid did it, but
You can 100% an 11-year-old plan to death.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
When I was
But-
11, dude, I was like, I don't even want to go there.
Yeah?
yeah. I mean, when I was 11, I felt like I knew what was going on.
Yeah, me too. I knew everything that was
Oh,
going on.
yeah.
You still know everything that's going on.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. That's my disclaimer.
That's the thing is having a kid that's around that age. You think when I was very aware when I was that age.
Yeah.
Remember when I was 8, I had my crushes and I knew shit. And I look at my kid and I'm like, he's such a kid still. He doesn't know all the things that I knew when I was that age, but he knows way more.
Dude.
Like, especially in,
today
versus
advanced
access to the internet.
Yeah, but I think intellectually,
he knows a lot more than I think he knows.
Yeah.
Intellectually, yes, but I'm talking about like almost like street smart. I had to grow up really fast because like I had abuse in my household. There was like older. I had to be the mediator between fights all the time. So I learned all that to alleviate shit. That's why I can take Ross, and that's why I love Ross, because he beats up on me, and like a big bro. But I don't
tough
get
love,
mad.
man. I'm straight.
I don't get mad. I'm like, I love Ross. He's like one of my best friends because of it. But anyway,
great talk, guys. I mean,
we could talk for hours, man. You're a great guy.
Yeah, great guy, man.
Talking to you guys.
I'm glad I got to know you. I got to know your story.
So recap real quick,
and then your fitness life. You do some pretty cool stuff, right?
I that was actually a huge help, kind of going through some of this anxiety
Me
and
too.
some of the stress. Like I didn't know what else to do, and so I just it like really kind of brought me out of this like slump that I was in, and I didn't really know. You think about fitness like in just a very one-dimensional way. You don't really realize that there's all these kind of different aspects that it brings, because you are really doing things you don't want to do, and you're really pushing your resistance constantly, and like it's all about building that resistance. And so that really plays into these other areas of your life where you can kind of apply all these different things. And I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I'm like, I just want to look better because I looked unhealthy and I looked like shit. And so I'm.
So one of the reasons at age 32 that I ended up getting more focused in whatever is because I took on my health as a priority, which was fitness and exercising, and that is really what started. These guys know, videographers. They do this boot camp stuff, but. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk. You have to come back and talk about fitness stuff, but
So the quick moral of today's podcast is no matter where you come from, whether it's homeschool or private school or regular school or whatever, get out and figure out what the fuck you want to do and do however it takes to get it. Build your own strategies as you're going. Experience shit, and don't be afraid to walk away from something that's not working. Because when you hit your mid-30s, life's gonna change. It's changing for all three of us so far.
And
he's changing now. I'm excited to watch his journey. If you don't follow the Climb series, go follow the Climb series, documenting 10 years. Journey.
These are my dads, man. These are my older brothers.
I'm learning from Papa over there too, man.
I think it'd be really great if we have someone on that's in their 50s, 60s, and because we realize that we've changed in our 20s, we've changed in our 30s, and I'm just in the 40s now. But
he's 20
I think
in
we
his
just
heart.
yes. You said a person. You sent me something that said when a man becomes old is when they stop growing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has nothing to do with the age.
It really doesn't. Just cool here.
All right.
UnCommon Talk, episode 12 here with Cam. Great show, guys. See you next time.
Great show.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.